Welcome to Triumphant TV. We back with one of my close, great friends. Man, this is part half of a couple that I am absolutely in love with. They do some amazing things. When you talk about relationship goals, they are it. Um, for Triumphant TV going around, I normally interview them together. I'm gonna do three segments. One with the young man you see on the screen now, one with his partner, and then one with them together in a series that I'm going to do. It's not actually a series, but I'm going to do an interview with couples, and they will be on that as well. So listen, we got Jamey here from Hello Black Man. You know, Jamey Jenkins sounds like something from a Tyler Perry movie. But I want to tell you,
it really does. It really does.
I would tell you he's real. He's down to earth. If you want Southern hospitality, just look no further. This is the young man that offers that to you. So, my friend, there's a question I ask every guest before I begin. Right?
Okay.
So, relax. Take a deep breath.
All right.
What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Probably the earliest I could go back is a little birthday party I had. I was maybe 5 years old. And I can really remember that moment. So about 5, I had never had any kind of little party. And I grew up very humble beginnings. So that party is probably the first thing that pops in my mind going back as far as I can. I remember that day, the cake, the balloon, my cousins and stuff, like playing around. And I just thought I was on top of the world. I was like, wow, like this is my party. That's probably the earliest memory I have. Really, that's a great question.
So we're gonna take it just a little bit further, right?
Okay.
Deep breath again. What does it smell like? What does it feel like?
Oh man, it feels like I have no worries in the world. It feels as if I'm in a place that I'm safe, I'm secure. It feels like laughter. It feels like ice cream and cake. It feels like outside. It feels like grasshoppers. It feels like lightning bugs. It feels like handmade sandwiches. It feels great. Carpet on the floor. I can remember that day. I really can. You bring it back some memories.
Yeah, that's that. Listen. When we move into what you do in your space, that's just a question that appear in the space that you created for the world.
Indeed.
So we're gonna do it like this. Again, welcome to Triumphant TV. This is a place where we do the work out loud. This is not motivational fluff. This is purpose. This is healing. This is faith. This is discipline in real life. If you've been walking through life just functioning, not feeling free, this is the place for you. Now, I need you to relax. Let the weight off your shoulders. Unclench your teeth. Unlock your jaws. Take a deep breath. Each episode we give you the language for you to carry that make you feel better through each and every episode. So, like, share, subscribe. We're getting ready to lock in. Let's go. My friend. Listen.
Yes, sir. My guy.
Before we really dive into this, man, tell the people who you are. Like, tell them a little bit about you.
My name is Jamey Jenkins. I'm from a small town called Hazelhurst, Mississippi, by way of Alcorn State University. I am a father. I'm a friend. I am your next door neighbor. I am a person that is an advocate for transparency and communication. And I'm glad to be on the wave in the forefront of it becoming more widely accepted. I can remember kind of, coming into this thing and what I wanted to see in my vision, and it was like, why is that important? So just to see, myself and like-minded people like you, Mr. Watts, that are out here, and you are pouring time into this thing. Like you say, the fluff, it don't matter. The fluff is gonna fade. But when you willing to pour your time into this type of environment, that's what it is. So I'm a hardworking individual. Sometimes I am very, I don't know how to put this. Sometimes I'm too driven on things that I shouldn't be driven by, and sometimes I'm moved by those things. But I'm a man that is being directed and redirected and learning to maneuver that and learn with that along the way. So I'm a learning, moving creative.
Good. That's tight. And as the audience will get to love you as we go through this, because I already love you guys. You guys are
No doubt, brother. The love is mutual. Yes, sir.
Infectious. So that is awesome. So we're gonna walk through your life, bro. We're gonna walk through your life.
Let's talk it.
I got some questions. You know what I mean? You know what I do.
I listen. Hey, one thing about it, when you have questions, you are in a bag. Like when people talk about basketball players being in their bag, you are one of those people. You be in a bag. I'd be like, oh, wait a minute. Like, wait, where do I even start deciphering this question from? So I'm excited. Trust me.
All right, cool. So we're gonna go through these. What I like to do, I'm gonna give you an option. We can go just directly through the questions. I got like 60. We're not gonna hit them all. We can just jump around.
Okay.
Because some are going to be organic and move to something else.
Okay.
That's cool, right?
Okay.
But the first part, I have 1 to 8. You can pick a question, and I can, we can go that way, or we can just do it in order. How do you want to do it?
You want me like pick a number?
Yeah, pick a number 1 to 8.
Oh, I'm going 3. Going 3 every time. I'm a 3-point shooter, so 3 is always a good number for me. 3 is always a good number.
We got Steph Curry in the house.
Yeah, before I'm Steph Curry, before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. Oh my God!
So this right here is number 3. Who raised you emotionally? Meaning, who taught you how to deal with your anger, your fears, your grief, and your disappointments?
No one.
Nice.
That's a quick answer. I know it may be a little harsh. I know, but it's very transparent.
Right.
Those things, I have probably evolved in those areas of my life over the last 5 to 7 years, and I'm 47 now. From 42 to 47, I've learned to cope and deal with those things more than I have the first 42 years of my life.
Okay.
And it's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah, I get it. And this is one of the reasons why I do this work, because people have not had the opportunity, and I'm going to say our people, for just the sake of this particular segment, have not had the opportunity to deal with some of the things that happened in our past. And some of us were not taught how to deal with these emotions, right? I was gifted to have the opportunity this summer to speak to a group of young kids from the age of 13 to 15 or 16 years old. And the first time I got the opportunity to speak to them, I taught them about the emotional wheel. Right? I taught them how to deal with their emotions. And it was such an enlightening situation, because we don't realize a lot of our jails are filled with young men who had no idea how to deal with their emotions.
True.
Here you say you have survived, right?
Yes. Listen, that's a great word. That's a great word. So if I had to, like I said, if I had to choose a person it's going to be Kalisha, and like what we have learned and what she has taught me about me. And I'm hard headed, I'm stubborn, like all those things. Yeah, I'm all those things that are said in the heat of battle. Um, but to be able to express myself fully and it not be thrown in your face. You know, that's one of those things, one of those stigmas that is a truism. The word you used earlier, that when that happens, you're more apt to never open certain doors again. Like, hey, I got something for you. That I gave you this, and you're gonna give me that back. I won't open that door again. So I have been given or created and carved a safe space with her, and it's been a real eye-opening experience to know who I am.
Nice. I love the fact that you brought her up early before we even had to dive into who she is and what she's about, and the fact that you guys are one of my absolute favorite couples. You guys are definitely couple goals, right? And that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna have you back on this couple segment that I'm gonna do.
Appreciate it, boss.
It's so important that young men listen to what you're saying. You picked a young lady, right? That through 42 years of your life, no one gave you the language to deal with all of those emotions that I spoke about.
No.
And you picked a lady who rocked out with you to give you a mirror to see what those things could be and help you move through it. To do, and I don't want to get into it yet, to do the work that you guys do together.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
This is going in the right way. This is going in the right way.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So let's do questions 1 through 7.
All right.
You already hit 3. Let's hit another one.
All right. Let's go 2. Let's go down 1. Let's go 2.
What's a moment in your childhood that still lives in you, good or painful, that shaped who you became?
I'm going to tell you one, and it's kind of odd. I was probably in I'm going to say the fifth or sixth grade. And we had some type of little contest in the gym. I can't remember what it was, like a little Olympic things or something. And I'll never forget. I didn't win. I didn't place or whatever, right? And that part really didn't get to me. You know, it's you have days in the gym. Some days you're great, some days you're not. You know, we just kind of compete. But a lady at the time, and I didn't know that she was my actual father's wife at the time. Did not know this, right? Because I had not met my father at this time, my biological father. So it's kind of crazy, right? So this lady, as we were in the gym, she says, "Here, this is for you." And she gave me like a little award, or I don't know if it was a ribbon or a little trophy or something like that. And she gave it to me. And I'll never forget, I felt so, I don't know. I felt so, man, I guess I was so upset that she was showing like pity for me, you know, at that time, right? And so I had this little award or whatever it was, I think a little cup or trophy, whatever it was. I got back to my classroom and I asked my teacher, I said, "Can I go to the restroom?" And she's like, "Yeah, you go to the restroom if you need to." And I took that trophy back to her. I said, "Here you go. I thank you, but I can't take it." And so I put it on her table and I ran. I didn't even have a conversation with her. I didn't want to get into that. I'll never forget it. And I want to earn. I want to earn it. If it's mine, I want to earn it. And I had that so young, and she just could not believe I would get the trophy back. I didn't win. Like, why would you give me something and I didn't win? I wasn't one of the ones who had the best time. So, like, don't play with me. Like, don't patronize me. Like, I'm not a participation type person. Like, I'm fine with losing. I'll lose my way, but I don't need anything to help me feel better. Like, it made me feel so bad for her to give me that I had to take it back to her. So that's one of those moments I'll never forget.
All right, great. Listen, man, you are cooking right now, and we just started. So let's stay based in that, right? Because today's
Okay.
society, put a participation trophy is easy. Like everybody give
Hmm.
them out all the time. So
Hmm.
let's turn this around, right?
Okay.
Imagine if you would have kept that trophy. What do you think that would have done to you?
I don't know. I think it would have made me someone that says, "Hey, even if I don't do my best, I deserve something." It's okay not to do your best. You'll get compensated anyway, right? And you and I know you can give your best and oftentimes get nothing, no recognition, no
Right,
financial, no anything, no
right,
words of affirmation. So I think that was a defining moment for me saying, you know, you're gonna put your best foot forward, but don't expect anything.
right.
So I'll never forget it. I'm glad I took that stance. It's something that I directly and indirectly try to instill in our unit at all times. I say, be doing what you're supposed to be doing when nobody's doing it.
Right.
Right? Be doing it right then. And more often than not, you'll come out in a positive framework.
All right. We're gonna upset some parents right now for the
Okay.
new generation of parents. We're gonna upset
Okay.
them.
Okay.
What is the importance of what you're saying for the foundation of the kids that are growing up in a world that they can come in last place or do nothing and still
Yeah.
get a participation trophy?
Those trophies in the long run, it may seem like it is going to ease some pain, right? You have to learn to lose. Like you have to know what that feels like. I'm gonna give you an example. I tell my son sometimes, I like, listen, you don't know the pain of walking up to a complete stranger, a complete stranger, not knowing anything about them, nothing. You don't know nothing about this woman. You don't
Right,
know
right,
anything. You ain't looked at her
right,
social media. You don't know if she's because like right now, Facebook, Instagram, they're gonna say single, married, separated, whatever,
right,
right?
right, right,
We were willing to walk across a complete gym floor or floor and ask this woman for her name. Will you dance? Can I have your phone number? And the rejection part of that, you learn to say, okay, I appreciate it. All right,
right,
thank you. Okay, no problem. And,
right,
and that is learning to lose with class, with dignity. Hey, you turn around, you shoot your shot another day. Nothing to get upset about, right? So,
right,
so like now when this new age group they reach out via social media and they don't get the response they want, they're upset, right? They cussing back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the ease of access or it was just so different for us, and we had to do it physically and like emotionally. You had to deal with it right then.
that's
Like
right,
you had to deal with that rejection right
right,
then. So your kids need to learn what it feels like. Like it can't be all sunshine and rainbows. Like
can't
that's
be,
not the world they're gonna live in. They're gonna give their all at their job, and their promotion is gonna go to someone else.
yeah,
Now they can't turn around and lose their job
right,
because they didn't get the promotion that they thought they deserved, or even if they did deserve it, they got to learn how to pivot and put that pressure and put all that energy into something else. Into okay, maybe this is not my role. Let me move here. Let me do this. What they gonna do? Don't get the promotion and go flip over desks and cuss everybody out? Now they don't have a job at all, right? It's
right,
not going to prove anything. It's really not
right,
in the long term. It's not going to help them at all. So
that's
it
right.
helped us with a lot of conflict resolution and quick emotional intelligence.
Great, great, fantastic. And we want to tell the parents out there that listen to this is that we're not telling you how not to raise your child, but we kind of are. We kind of are. So let me just scrap that up. Erase that. Erase that. We are telling you that it is a danger to allow your child to think that everything is they think they deserve. They're just going to get. Because
Hmm.
sometimes, like you said, you can put in and men will understand this. You can put in a hard day's work all day and not
Hmm.
get a thank you, not get a word of affirmation, not get anything. And like
Yep.
you said, back in the day when we had to we seen a little cutie. We like sometimes we had to walk across a highway street to get to her
Yeah.
just for her to say no.
Ain't gonna
And
get to know you
sometimes
like what happened? Like nothing, ain't nothing happened. It's over with. The marriage is off. It's over.
and if she was with someone, you know what I mean, and she's with her
Yeah,
crew, and she did it in a way she looked you up and down like you like you didn't deserve to live. Like how dare you come talk to me? You had to
that's
walk
right.
away with who you are. You know what I mean? You
You
had to
got
walk
you
away
got to
with
learn how to walk with your head held high after you.
right.
You got to
That's
walk
right.
with your head held high after she done chopped your head off.
Yeah,
I'm
because
telling you.
and also I think like if we look at and you know we have this argument about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and
Hmm.
LeBron James. Um, we're not saying LeBron is not a great player,
Hmm.
right? We want to give LeBron the greatest title when he hasn't deserved it. You
Hmm.
know, we want to give him greatness for his longevity. Absolutely, absolutely. He's done great things on the court for longevity. He's broken stats and records longevity. No
Yep.
one has lasted the way he's lasted. But when you talk about the killer instinct, championships
It's a
on the
different
line,
level.
it's
Yep.
a different level. You
Yep.
know, like I always ask the question when somebody gets into this discussion with me about Michael Jordan and LeBron.
LeBron.
How
Hmm.
are you the king when you're not even 50% in the championships?
Listen, it's a hard it's a hard case for some and easy for others, right?
Right.
Perfection on a certain stage of that caliber is like it is unmatched, right?
Unmatched.
What he's done on that platform is unmatched. So
Unmatched.
everything else is secondary, right?
Yep.
The all time sports, the all time, the all time stats, which all these stats are phenomenal, right? You can't take anything away from it.
Not an
But
iota.
yeah, to be on that stage and never feel a loss on that stage, I think it's never repeated in the history
Right.
of this game.
Right. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're just telling you, parents, it's okay to let them cry.
Yes.
It's okay to let them be upset because they didn't get what they want. You know,
Yep.
it's okay to take the iPad away from you. And I would like to just stay on this for a second. Um, Social media is killing our children and these iPads and these phones because if the people who created it, the people who the designers of this product do not give the product to their children for more than a half an hour a day, why are we allowing these products to raise our children?
Let me tell you what's so crazy, Tony. I talked to one of my cousins earlier today. Like this is so random that you brought this up. We were talking about like gaming and stuff like that, and I'm an avid gamer now. Like I'm going to put in my time now when I can to go out there. My hand-eye coordination is not what it used to be. Let me be clear about that. But we were just talking about how much kids game now. Like they have access to PlayStation, Xbox 24/7 every day of the week, right? It's not even thought of. When we were growing up, you were only going to play that game Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
You were not going to play that game through the week. Like it wasn't even something I would even ask my mom, can I go and listen, my game is there. The games are with it. The joysticks and everything is right there. And I knew, like, it even crossed my mind to turn it on. Like, I knew not to even hit the button, right? Because if I played that game while she was gone, you know what my mom would do? She would come home and put her hand on the Nintendo.
Right.
She would come home and put her hand on the PlayStation to see, is it warm? Have you been playing this thing? You know not to play it through the week.
Right.
So like, that push us outside. That push us to compete. That push us to be more athletic or to be more able to handle things from a public standpoint, from a conflict resolution standpoint, because you were put in those positions a lot more, right? I didn't have the option to play my video game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday until Friday when I got out of school. That's
Right.
it.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Absolutely. And if we move away from just the video consoles and move into the cell phones and the iPads, this is a 8 hour a day from school coming home. There's I was listening to a researcher the other day talking about learning. He said the ability for kids to have critical thinking since we've introduced computers to school have declined.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, how? I was like, how? But when you think about the ease of not using, and let me just pivot real quick.
Mm-hmm.
People who use, and I just want to say this out loud as well. People who use AI all the time for all things, you are killing your creativity.
Yeah, because your expectation is to give a okay prompt and to be great.
Right.
You're saying I'm going to put in $1 and I'm going to expect $1 million. Right. You putting in $1 prompt and your expectation is it shoots you out $1 million, and that is that is not how it's going to work. It's just not
how it's going to work, because at some point you're going to have to do the work out loud, and you haven't developed the skills to do that. Like I'm not against, because I use AI all the time. If I have a question or if I'm stuck on something, like, how would you do this? I'm thinking about this. How would you frame this? And then I'll take that and create with it.
Right. What you're doing is getting direction. Right. You're getting, hey, let me get north, south, east, or west. And I will take this journey on from here. I will smell outside. I will put my feet on the ground. I will break branches. Right. You're willing to do that. What their expectation is get the direction for the AI to walk through the woods for them to build a campfire for them. Like, man, wait a minute now. You don't want to experience anything. You just want a AI picture of it. Like, me and Kalisha, we went to the Petrified Forest 2 weeks ago. And I hadn't been there in 40 years. I hadn't been to that place in 40 years. And you talking about just going outside and doing something. We weren't on social media. We took a few pictures and stuff like that, but just to go outside and enjoy each other, just time away was phenomenal.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So we have 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the board.
Okay. Let's go 7.
7? All right.
7. What
was the first time you remember feeling misunderstood, and how did you respond?
Let me see. Let's see. Misunderstood. I remember trying to get a job. I remember trying to get employment outside of my small town of Hazelhurst. And I'll never forget, I had the opportunity to get this, like maybe a Ford Explorer or something like that. And of course, I wasn't working all the time. I was just kind of hustling here and there. I was like sweeping up a little parking lot for like $20 or $10, $15 in the, Saturday mornings. And I had the chance to get this Explorer, thought it looked good, XYZ. And I remember talking to my mom and sister about it. I was like, I need some help getting this vehicle. If I get this vehicle, I can get a job in Jackson, 30, 35 minutes away. But I'll be making 17, 16. At that time, it's like, it's world changing money for me, right? It's not $7.25, right? You talking about crazy money. You talking about, and then gas is like, the gas is like 109, something crazy back then. And so like, I thought it was like a no brainer, right? And then it was like, well, no, you don't need this. I'm just like, I was so frustrated with the vision in my mind versus what they thought I had. I guess, I don't know if it was my character, but had never been to, I still hadn't been to jail, hadn't been in no big fights, like hadn't no stealing, no disruption. I was a class clown, but that's just kind of like who I was, right? I mean, straight A student, on a roll. And I was like, if I don't deserve an opportunity to kind of improve myself, like, like, what else should I be doing? Like, what am I doing wrong that you don't think that this is a good investment? And so, like, I was so frustrated. I never forget this. My uncle Peter, he said, I'll talk to him. Let me talk to him. And he's one of those people you don't put on speakerphone, right? One of those people when you call, you like, hey, let me talk to you first. Let me talk to you to the side first, and then bring you into the conversation. I don't want to start the conversation in front of everybody. Let me talk to you over here. And I'm gonna tell you what not to say. Please don't say certain things. And so he's one of those. He's one of those. And so like he went to bat for me. Like he really did. And I ended up with that truck, and it was I worked hard, got the job, worked at Dillard's for quite a while, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years at that time. And I just felt like him coming to bat for me is something I'll never forget.
Nice, good. Let's stay in your hometown before we move on about some other things. I need you to. This might take a minute, so take a breath. This might take a minute. I need you to, because you brought up about you didn't know your father at a certain age when you got the trophy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to paint a picture of Hazelnut when you were growing up. Okay. I want you to incorporate that picture of, what was it like when your father was not in your life till the time that you met him?
So I grew up with a stepfather. I grew up with a stepdad, and very hardworking man. He was a mechanic. He was a painter. He painted cars. And I'll never forget, small town, and literally where I stayed and where my biological father stayed. You could go what they call the back way. You could go the back way to his house in 20 minutes. No lie.
Okay.
And I was going into my 9th grade year. This is no lie. I was going to my 9th grade year, and my stepdad was outside working in his shop. My mom was in the kitchen, and it was on this show called, oh my God, what's the name of this show? Degrassi Junior High or something like that. Degrassi Junior High. Yeah, this show was on. And I'll never forget, in this show, it was talking about, like stepfathers and dads and biological. Like, I don't know what the exact show was, but something to that nature. And I had never had this conversation with my mom, like ever. Like, we had never talked about who my dad and who wouldn't, like never had the conversation. And I came into the living room. I sit down at the little bar. My mom was at the kitchen right in front of me. And I just asked my mom, I said, Mom, what's my dad's name?
Wow. And
my mom was just kind of moving around. She looked at me. And she said, go get the phone book. I said, okay. I went and got the phone book.
Right.
And she told me his name. His name is Herbert Gustavus. He says, go to Barlow, Mississippi. I went to, back then they had the little cities broke down. You go to the city first. Yeah. And so she told me his name, and I just looked at it. I literally looked at his name for probably 10 minutes. Just looked at it. Because I had never seen it before. She had never spoke that name before. Right. And I just looked. And eventually that started opening doors. He had another daughter, ended up reaching out to her, and kind of went from there. That's how our relationship just kind of started. I ended up calling him one Christmas, maybe not that year, maybe the year after, just kind of having light conversation with him. And crazy thing. Eventually, we went through the whole, DNA blood test and stuff like that.
Right.
99.9999999, and so I never forget, like literally when that happened, he just like the next weekend, he just like, bring him to work. Like, he need to come to work.
Nice.
And so I went with him that Saturday. I'll never forget. My mom dropped me off at Exxon. He picked me up. Okay, I got him. All right, going to work. I got in the truck and we just kind of riding. And so this is a labor job. So, you're going to have people that work some days and some that don't work or whatever, right? And so I end up in the truck with him. So it's my dad, it's me and it's my uncle. It's my uncle and my uncle Major. And so we just riding and they just talking their morning trash. They, just messing around talking. And my uncle Major say, Herb, who is this fella here? I'm a young guy. I'm 15 years old,
Right.
14, 15 years old. He said, Herb, but who is this right here? My dad never hesitated. Like, this my son. And my uncle looked at me. And I get what he said. Damn sure is. And they just went on. Listen, Tony. They just went. It wasn't no question asked or XYZ.
Right.
They just went on back to whatever they were talking about. My uncle May looked at me and say, "Damn sure is." So they just went on back talking about whatever the conversation was that day. And we worked that day, and it was just like, "Oh yeah, that's her son." Oh okay, but it was never any long drawn out, I guess, beef or resentment or nothing like that. Like we literally picked up one day and we never put down.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, you just opened up a very huge door there, and I thought it would go here. So how did you feel? Like, did you know your step pops was your step pops? Did you like how did the whole thing?
My stepdad, hardworking man, taught me a lot of hard work with him. The thing about it was him and my mom did not have a great relationship, if that made sense. Kind of big age difference there. And a lot of respect from that standpoint. I just knew in my heart he was not my father. Right.
Wow.
And I didn't not to take anything away from him because he raised me from 0 to, probably 13, 14 years old, right up in that age. And a lot of like hard work and things of that nature, discipline. He was real big on that. So I don't like to take away what he brought to the table. But in the same sense, you just want to know, right? You want to know where you belong, your people, your tribe. And that's what I was able to lock into.
Okay. So what I'm trying to get to is that a lot of us, and I don't have a statistical number in front of me, so I'm just going to say a lot of us have had these experiences where we're growing up looking for dad, right? And no one has really said, this is not your biological father, but something in you says,
yeah. And that's how and so my stepdad Alfred, his name is Alfred, he had another son, right? And so his other son will come, like weekends and holidays. He stayed maybe 20 minutes the other way. He was staying with his sister. That's just the dynamic of what it was. And it was just, I don't know, like when you see no features, no similarities, and like not taking away from what he did, but I could look at him and his son and I knew they belonged together. Like I knew that was his standing. Like it was no question there. And so like, I'm telling you, that episode is like, let me go. I'm gonna ask her right now. I'm gonna ask my mama right now, and she was straight up with me. Like she was straight up with me that day. And that's something I'll never forget as well.
All right, good. Yeah, we'll leave it there, bro. Because for me, it was a conversation that, and everybody know I love Paul Watts. So that was my dude. They were talking about, we met in '68, and I was like, what? I was like, what? Wait, time out.
So the math ain't math.
The math ain't math. But up until that point, I thought he was, my biological dad. Like, but I had, you have that feeling like, something's not there, right?
Yeah.
Something just little off. But I'm glad that your mother didn't have any resentment and
Nope.
really allowed you to go form that relationship with your dad. Because
Yep.
nowadays, like I'm not gonna say nowadays because it happened back then as well.
Yeah.
That somebody could like, oh, your dad's dead. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And your dad's right down the block.
Right. Absolutely. Yes,
Right.
I've seen. I have seen those posts where
Right.
kids try to reach out or ask certain questions and they're just shot down. It ain't nothing you need to know. You like,
Yep.
yes, they do need to know that. Like,
No,
you know,
right.
I don't
You
know.
do
It's
need to
odd.
know. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna take this and go to the next segment of family identity and generational cycles.
All
So
right.
the questions go from 8 to 13.
Let's go 15 for sure. 15.
No,
That's
8,
my line number.
eight,
When I
eight,
cross
eight,
Capitol.
8 to 13. We'll get to 15.
13. Okay. Okay. Let's go 9. Let's go 9.
Nine.
Yep.
Was your home a talking home or hold it in home?
What's the first word?
Was your home a talking home or hold it in home?
Definitely hold it in. Definitely hold it in. And so let me explain the dynamics I grew up with, right? So from 0 to 13, 14, I'm with my stepdad.
Right.
He's an older gentleman. And he's I'm gonna say a workaholic, right? He didn't work for anybody but for maybe a few years that I can recall at a body shop. And then one day something happened and he built his own shop, right?
Nice.
So painted cars, worked on cars. I wish I had to learn more about that then, but
Right.
my mind wasn't on it. My mom is she is militant, right? My mom is not, she's not no lovey-dovey,
Right.
son, give me a hug. Like, this is not who she is, right?
Yeah.
And she was a grinder herself, right? So a lot of working, a lot of, hours poured into her job, then part-time jobs and stuff like that. So we didn't have a lot of let's sit down and talk. I don't think we ever, as a family, me, my sister, Jackie, my mom, and my stepdad, Alfred, I don't think we ever said, let's sit down and have a conversation. Literally never in my life. Literally never.
How do you think that shaped you?
I think it left a lot. I think it built up a lot of walls, one, for questions, right? And my mom is the same way. I hate to pin it on her, but literally after about, I grew into a place to where questions or like, I guess digging questions, they just almost aggravated me. Like, why do you need to know that? Like, what are you asking me? Like, what is your purpose? And so like, that's something Kalisha's had to deal with, right? She has ground that pencil, down, to a point to where she can actually use it. But I'm just one of those people that's like, after about 2 questions, like, hold on, let me call you right back. Like, you asked too many questions, And so it put up a facade that not being asked questions or not being detailed or not really understanding the why was okay, right? You get direct orders and you do those orders and that's it. And this is kind of how I mimic that behavior. I can say that. Yep.
Okay. That's powerful. And it's important that the listener understands how dangerous that is. For,
Very much so.
Not to have the ability to have a conversation young, to understand how to navigate a conversation, how to navigate something that's uncomfortable, how to navigate, how to express yourself further to a question that's asked. And I'm talking to women right now. So some of you women are asking your man a question that he doesn't have the vocabulary to answer. Now, he doesn't want to answer. He doesn't have the vocabulary to answer because he's never been challenged to go any further than yes, no, maybe, I don't like that.
And that's it. And be done with it. Yeah. And so Kalisha asked me a lot of times, she was like, okay, so this is what happened. but how did that make you feel? And so,
Right.
like, that's getting to a different level of it, right? Like, yeah, I was angry, but why? Like, what about this made you angry? Was it A? Was it B? Was it C? Was it something else? Like, let's dissect it, and then we
Right.
can figure out why that. Now, why did that one word? What word in that tick you off the most? Oh, this word. So, do
Right.
you have a problem with the word? Was it directed at you? Is it because it wasn't directed at all? So, those things really make a difference.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely make a difference because if you cannot, and I say this all the time, and I'll probably say it 1,000 times doing this broadcast, as I'm doing this podcast, is that a person who cannot express themselves fully with their emotions is not fully human. You
True.
haven't figured that out yet, right? Because it's going to give you the ability to walk through what those emotions are and to identify why
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling this particular way. Why am I feeling angry? Why am I
Mm-hmm.
feeling why am I feeling surprised? And that's going to help you navigate through a lot of things in the world and get you to a place where that you can be grounded, right? And have control. Let's use this word:
Mm-hmm.
control over your
Yes,
existence.
that's a good word. That is a good word.
Because if you don't have control over your existence, what you're going to
Mm-hmm.
do is continue to run from conversations. You're going
Yep.
to continue to be silent in conversations
Yep.
that you want to, and the person who's talking to you might love you enough or love you, but become frustrated because you don't have any answers to the questions that they're asking. There's no
Yep.
depth to them, right?
Yep. Hey,
And
listen, you describe me to a T right now. Like the little kids say, you eat me up right now. Because that's definitely where I've been. And
right,
sometimes right now I'm there, right?
right,
But I have a woman in my life that is saying, hey, listen, we'll talk about it 20% today. That's all you can take.
nice,
That's all you can muster. We'll talk.
nice,
We'll do another 10 another day, and we'll do
nice.
another 15 another day. We're going to segment this thing out till we got a full conversation, and I understand why this is a problem for you.
Okay. Listen, again, if people haven't understood why this is one of my favorite couples in all the world, you're listening to it right now. You're listening to it right now. The young man is telling you how he grew up. There was silence in the home. There wasn't deep conversations, and he found a
No.
woman who rocked out with him to help him get to the place where he needs to be emotionally. And
Yep.
as we continue to move forward, the audience is going to understand why you created what you created.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to
Yep.
begin to understand, and that's why I'm kind of trying to take this, slow, so people can understand where we're going. Right?
Yep. Yep. I'm with it.
It is vitally important. And I'm gonna back up a little bit more, ladies. Sometimes you have the man that you need,
Hmm.
right? And because of the frustration, because he can't express himself, and he's gone in so many different directions, you give up. And I'm not telling you to stay around for garbage, because there's some people just, I'm sorry, your whole expression is just garbage. Your camera went off if you don't know. Your whole expression is just garbage. Like there's no redeeming qualities there. I'm not asking you to stay with a person who does that. What I am asking you to do is to move forward, understand who you have, and understand if they want you to, if they're willing to do the work, right? And the work starts with your patience. The work also starts with you having the ability to not push him into therapy, but suggest it in a way that you can walk through it together. Because
Yeah.
I think therapy, and I say this all the time as well, I think therapy is like when you go to the doctor once a year for a basic checkup.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we neglecting our minds for a basic checkup once a year?
Hey,
You,
that's
you don't
huge.
you don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be going through something to go sit down with a therapist for a couple of sessions and just have a just talk something out. You don't have
We
to do
we
that.
we've had some couple sessions. We've done some individual sessions. Uh, what you said is really eye opening and is kind of awakening, because what me and Kalisha had was a common goal to be better people, right?
Nice,
So so
nice.
so So when both parties have a common goal to be better people, then you're able to look internally and say, "Hey, I'm working on this. I'm working on that." She told me something the other day, and I know I'm super transparent now because just on that day she says, "You really ticked me off this morning." I like, about what? In my mind, like, I ain't done nothing today now. Goodness.
Right.
She said, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be clear, I'm gonna be honest with you. She said, "Why, when you get out of your pants, you get out of your underwear at the same time?" I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "Why do you think I want to separate your pants and underwear?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, this is how I get out because it's one move, right? I'm getting out of everything. I'm finna take a shower or whatever. It is one move." I said, "I'm not gonna get out of my pants and then turn around and get my underwear to take a shower. I'm just not gonna do it." And she's just like, "Separate them." I said, "No problem." We've been together 10 years. She has never mentioned that as a problem, as something that she saw as an issue. Like, never. So I'm just like, what? Like, I don't know. But I have made a conscious and consistent effort to make sure that they're separated in the dirty clothes hamper, right? Now, I might be still doing my thing the way I'm getting out of it, but I'm ensuring that it's something that she's noticed. It's something that she has requested a change in. And now it's about effort, right? Am I willing to take another 10 seconds, 5 seconds to do something that she's asked me to do, to take it off her plate, right? So you have to be willing to do those things.
Yep, absolutely, and that's vitally important. And people think that because what you just described, right? For 10 years, you guys have been together. And for 10 years, she's been washing your clothes and never complained about that, right? But at this moment, she's saying, "Hey, enough is enough.
Yep.
Enough is enough. I'm tired of washing your clothes, and then when I take them out, I'm folding them, and your underwear is stuck in your pants, and I didn't know that."
Yep.
Right. So now I got to do this extra work.
Right. She like, "Dude, do better." I'm like, "Hey, I do better. I got you."
Right. And for you to say, "Hey, this is a small thing.
Super small."
Right. And I'm harboring on this because I want young men and young women to understand that stop looking at it's the small things, right? It's not the big things that break the relationship. It's the small things that accumulate that break the relationship, right? Because you could have said, "I've been doing this all my life. I'm not going to stop. You figure it out."
Right. Like, okay. I like this analogy. If you've seen a boulder in front of you, it's a very good chance you'll go around it, right? If you was running and saw a boulder in front of you, it's a 99.99% chance you would be smarter to say, "Hey, listen, I need to go around. I need to avoid this."
Right.
But that's not what happens in relationship. Those boulders are far and few between, right? Huge breaking points, huge things that so significant that you cannot maneuver around. But what really breaks down a lot of relationships is the small rock in your shoe, right? You get a small rock in your shoe, you get 2 small rocks in your shoe, you will stop and you have to make a decision quickly. Like, "Hey, can I go keep going forward? Like, I got 3 rocks in my shoe. I'm done." Like, it's those small little 3 things will make you stop a lot faster than that boulder will, because the boulder you can simply avoid, right? "Hey, I know not to do this. I know not to do that." But those small little rocks in your shoe, they're so aggravating, and you're gonna deal with it every little step. Every little step of the way, you're gonna feel it against your foot in a certain fashion and say, "This ain't worth it. I need to get out of this shoe right now." So that's what you need to work on, making sure you get the rocks out of your shoe in those relationships.
And I'm glad you gave us the analogy, because that's the direction I was going in. Because now, if you would have turned around and said, "Hey, I'm not going to change." Every time she does the laundry, she has something that she's mad at.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how some things matter. So the
That's
next
just
thing,
fuel on the fire for no reason.
right? The next thing would be the way you tie your shoelaces.
It's something else, right?
And
Yeah.
then after
I'm
that,
with it.
oh, when you come to bed, you pull the covers a little bit over me too much. And those little things start piling up. And then you wonder why she's so distant. It's
Yep.
because you take in consideration something so
Consideration.
small.
Ooh, consideration is huge.
Right.
Consideration is a powerful word, Tony. That's a powerful word.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So we're going to jump into your university years, and your fraternity years.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you all these questions, but I just want you to go through what it
Okay.
looked like leaving from a small town and ending up at Alcorn State University, moving into the direction of pledging. How did all of that work out for you?
I went to Alcorn State University in the summer of '97, and like I said, I came from humble beginnings. I packed up everything I could in my room from high school, all my clothes, and I think I might have had a suitcase and a bag. Like that's all I had. Like I didn't have much. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I didn't even have basketball shorts outside of my high school shorts. Like
Wow.
my high school basketball shorts. I didn't have any play shorts, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so I was playing basketball when I got to Alcorn in duck head shorts, like khaki shorts, duck head in a belt. Like that's what some of my partners called me, a duck head in a belt. Like that's how humble of beginnings I had, you know.
Right.
But I'm one of those people. I love meeting people. I love, running my mouth and having fun.
Right.
So I acclimated really quickly to, being on campus, being able to network and navigate through things, not having a lot. I can tell you this, in 4 years, my mom probably gave me, I'm going to say less than $100.
Wow.
As far as cash. One is because I mindfully knew that she just didn't have it,
right.
Money that's laying around, right?
Right.
So I used my like little work study and stuff like that, hustle money on campus in order to make sure I had my books, room and stuff paid for, stuff like that. All this stuff I did pretty much on my own. But came out there with a good group from my hometown, so able to network. If I need to go back and forth to home, I can catch a ride home or whatever. I ended up with a little car, I think maybe my senior year for a little while before my car put me down. But I was a political science pre-law major, and
nice.
I chose that major for one reason. A movie called, oh my God, what is the name of this movie? Keanu Reeves and, oh my God, The Devil's Advocate. Devil's Advocate is the name of that movie. I was going to say that. Yep, yeah. Devil's Advocate. I watched that movie and I was like, I want to get into law. I want to get into that. Okay. And I'm not going to say I never really wanted to, but like being a lawyer, I guess it was never a priority. I enjoyed the minds and the tests and the intrigue or the confrontation of political science. Like I enjoyed the people that thought one way and challenged me to think another way, right? Okay. It was that part of it that really pushed me. So I could go in and I could debate. I could go in and have my points, whatever the class had a consensus on, I chose the absolute opposite. Nice. So if they were, it didn't matter what my personal belief was. The challenge was to go against the status quo. So when everybody would answer, everybody would just turn to me, and they're just like, here we go. Like, I know Jamey gonna disagree with me. So they will start their argument with, I know Jamey doesn't agree, but yes, we all agree this. So go ahead, Jamey, your turn. I'm like, okay, it's my turn. And so I am a advocate for affirmative action. And so that was a big thing back then. Like I think we were going to maybe like 99, 2000. Affirmative action was big. It was a big talk. So of course, My paper was anti-affirmative action.
Right.
Like it was to ensure that I challenged me to see both sides of the fence, and I could challenge my class as well. I'm gonna challenge you, right? You think because you are in the consensus here, but in the world you are 1% of 1%, right? You're gonna go against titans out there. So your argument better be Loctite, airtight, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my role into my my major, political science pre-law. I pledged in the spring of 2000, and everybody has an identity, right? Everybody has goals and identity, things they identify themselves with, right? Most people pick a sports team based off of a certain player, the way they play. They can see themselves in that player, right? They can see the grit, the grind, or the shine, or the way they carry themselves, or the way they articulate themselves. They're like, that's my team. I like the way that organization is ran. That's how I became a Knicks fan. I was a huge Patrick Ewing fan. Felt like he was underrated, underdog. Just felt like he put it all on the floor every time he went out there. And I'm a huge Patrick Ewing fan. Like, this is my number one player of all time. Okay. So I could see that in the era of the young men before me in Kappa on Alcorn State University. I just felt like they always had things together. They were so well thought out, well planned. Like, there was flyers, and the way they communicated things, and the way they accepted people into different things they had. Oh yeah, y'all come on in, y'all first one. Hey, we got, you know what I'm saying? It was just a different invitation. And I was like, I like the way they carried themselves. Like, they handle business. Like, if they were doing certain things on campus, it just seemed to flow well. Certain just a certain, I don't know what they call it, je ne sais quoi, certain I don't know what, but I could see, I said, now this is me right here. I can handle this, right? Okay. And so, you know, I'm getting up and I guess coming into my own, and that's how I struck up, I guess, that love for that fraternity to be a part of something that I felt would continue to grow in college and throughout. So of course, you just kind of looking up who all has been in this fraternity, you know, like Allen Houston, Penny Hardaway, and I like, oh man, yeah, this me right here, like, yeah, that, you know. And so those kind of people kind of, you know, pushed me in that curriculum, or pulled me, or I chose, but I'm glad I did.
All right, great. Listen, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
But we're going to stay in the college years. So let's look at when we talked about no real conversation in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the instructions. Go do it now. Meet your father, 13 to 15. Mm-hmm. Did your father switch the conversational piece for you, or was he the same guy? And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to map that. And how did you become this? Right, because you became this.
I think, yeah. So I think in my college years, like I said, at this point, I have definitely more a relationship with my biological father, right?
Okay.
And I'm not going to say a lot of deep conversations, but a lot of needy conversation as far as entitlement. And he was able to say, hey, I have a good job. You have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing. And if you want something, this is what you're going to have to do. Right.
Okay.
So those things will continue to be refined. I'll never forget this. One day he took me back to school. One day he took me back to Alcorn. And so he took me back to Alcorn, and I can't remember if I had worked or not with him that weekend. Let's just say I didn't. So I got there Friday, so I only have one day to work, which is Saturday. I leave school Friday. He's already working wherever he's working. And Saturday, if I have good sense, I get up and I go to work with him Saturday to make cash money, $80 or $100 or whatever. So Sunday is church, so he doesn't work on Sunday anyway. So anyway,
Okay.
he ends up taking me back to school one day. And so he takes me back to school. I never forget this. So I am a sophomore at Alcorn. So this had to be 99. This had to be probably fall of 99. I'll never forget it. He takes me back. We get everything to my room. Oh, yeah, okay, Dad, this is my room. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. And he walks out of my room, start walking down the hall. He gets about 15 yards and he turns around and I see him reach for his wallet, right? He reached for his wallet. He said, my dad got a little stutter. He said, come here, son. He reaches his wallet. He got $100 bill in his hand. I'll never forget it. He gets the $100 bill. He put it in my hand. He hold my hand. And he put this $100 bill in my hand. He looked at me eye to eye. He said, it ain't no more where this comes from. It ain't no more. Tony. He said, anything else you get, you gonna work for. That's what he told me. I never forget it. He said it ain't because that was a free 100. He just gave me a free 100. He said, son, let me tell you something. It ain't no more where this come from.
Right.
And he put that 100 in my hand, and I had to be 20 years old then. I'm 47 now. He has not given me a dime beyond that day.
Wow.
Beyond that day, he ain't put nothing in my hand without me working for it.
Wow. Wow. That's a lesson.
It is.
Some people might say that's a hard lesson. Why'd you have to teach a child that? And that. But he taught you how to grind. He taught you how to grit.
Yeah.
He taught you how to go get it. Right.
Yeah.
So
no choice.
So that is awesome because and the reason why I asked that particular question because it sounds like a transition into college. You kind of let your wings fly. Like you kind of different. Like you became. You were kind of the class clown in school, like you said earlier. When you got into college, it was like, yeah, now I'm kind of free. Like I can kind of do my thing. I can kind of be who I am. But what's interesting about doing all of that, and I want the audience to listen carefully, because we grow up and we get to this space where we think we are grown, we think we can run and rip. But we still have not dealt with, because you said in the beginning, it wasn't until 42 till I learned how to deal and speak my emotions.
Yeah. Probably, so like I said, at 37, 38, coming out of a marriage, coming out of a marriage where literally the communication and what was needed versus what happened. I guess everything happens for a reason, right? Now, of course, everything happens for a reason. And so, like, I'll never forget meeting Kalisha, and when I had a building downtown, or I had a venue downtown, and so like she asked me what I did, and I just told her like, oh well, I'm a janitor, because I was mopping in the thing, and she was like, well, what you do? Well, you work at Nissan? Yeah, I'm a janitor. And it never even crossed my mind anymore. I was just like, just shooting the breeze with her. And so eventually she found out, not like a big dog, but like I'm upper level management out at Nissan.
Right.
And so like she was like, man, I didn't know. I like, well, I was just kind of like just kind of playing around. And so like that didn't deter her at all. Like she continued to be a part of a person that challenged me from day one, right? She used to tell me all the time, you fooled me, because I thought you had it all together. When I first met you, I thought you had yourself together, but you didn't. Like you literally didn't have nothing together, right? Didn't manage money at all. Some people say they don't manage money well, right? I didn't manage money at all. Like if I had it, I spent it. Didn't know how much I had. Didn't know when bills were coming out. Just kind of living what's called foot loose. And so like that's something she really like know what you got, know what you're doing. Like Do you know, write down what bills you got coming out right now? So she's still challenging me to this day. Like, okay, it's January. What bill you got to pay? How much? When do they come out? And so like now I have a clockwork on it. Like if I need to hustle a little more this week or do a little more part-time this week, like she has put those schedules and things in place to refine me to be able to not just make ends meet, but to be able to excel far beyond.
Nice, great. I'm glad you pivot to that point because we're going to move into the to what you do. I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell them what you do, right?
Okay.
But I really appreciate the transparency of what you just said, right? Because there's a lot of us walking around looking like sharp well tacks. But it ain't that at all.
Man.
It ain't that at all. We have learned, and I'm saying we because I'm putting myself in that category as well. We have learned, right, through life to put on the mask of what it looks like to be together. I can put on clothes, you know, I can have not enough money in my pocket, but I'm going to this club. But
that's right. I'm going in the club.
I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna talk good, and you're gonna be, you know, blah 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 blah. So, and I want to stay here. I wanted to stay to this point for a second because I wanted to let the young men know, right, older men as well. It's never too late to pivot.
Ooh, never.
It's never too late to sit down and say, I don't have my stuff together. Let me pivot. Let me stop and figure it out. And what I want to say also, you don't have to figure it out alone. I was on my friend's podcast, The Gotham Jungle, and we were talking about men and things and going through emotional turmoils. And one of the things I stated was, it is important if you don't have a mentor to find one.
Please. Right? That's huge.
I don't
right.
care. I don't care.
That is huge.
Dumb, cripple, and crazy. I don't care. Find someone who is doing something that you want to do. If you go to work every day and you see Chuck, who seems he really has his stuff together, ask Chuck, how do you manage your bills?
Yeah. Talk to me, Chuck. Let's have a conversation. Let's sit down for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Learn.
Because sometimes you can learn it. You can, you know, now information is everywhere. You can get online, budgeting this, but sometimes you need to see how somebody else is doing something to really put it into practice. You know, I'm all for learning, but there's nothing like a mentor, someone who can walk you through it. So I just want to put that there as well. For the young men who are walking through life looking shiny and silvery and beautiful, but on the inside, it's
a different ball game. And I'm gonna tell you another great part of that. If you have a mentor, something that will hold you accountable and ensuring that you are even more refined is having a mentee as well, right? If you want to allow someone to mentor you, be ready to mentor someone that is, if this person is 55, willing to talk to me at 47, I need to be able to talk to somebody that's 37 and say, hey, listen, I'm getting some information. I'm in a better place. Let me give you, I'm getting 10 years worth of game. I'm going to give you 30 right now. I'm a really, like, do you know where you could be when you my age if you allow me to help mentor you? And so a lot of the decisions you make and a lot of the if it's from social media posting and things of that nature, a lot my friends know if they have a business and I ain't seen them post their business in a while, I'm on the phone. Hey, your business dead? You still run? Oh, okay, go ahead and make that post. Appreciate it. Click. We ain't gotta have no conversation. We ain't gotta talk. We ain't gotta have no long conversation. You hadn't posted your business this week. I went on your page. I ain't seen nothing to like, share, or nothing. Post your business. Click. Hang up. Move on to something else.
Listen, my man John Singletary is that for me. He will like, yo, dude, I haven't seen a post. What are you doing?
What you doing? What you doing?
I thought you said you was doing this. What happened? You gave up? You gave
That's
up?
what you need. That's a friend, Doc. That's a friend indeed.
Exactly. And just like you said, he'll give you the business. He'll talk you through it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Yo, no. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. So it's great that you just said that, because it's important to have a mentor and a mentee, because that rounds you. That really rounds you to because teach the teacher, right? That's a corporate saying, teach the teacher, right? And if you're being taught and then you can teach it, that means
you got it. You got it, then. You got it, then.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some people are just receiving information, but they're not getting it, and they're not grounded in it. When you can not regurgitate it, right? Because everybody can regurgitate anything, right? You can regurgitate anything. But when you can actually teach the steps and principles to it, that
now you win.
So that's exactly. Now you're winning. So we're wrapping up in a little bit. So let's go through what you have done, what you have created. Let's go through the process, how it came about.
I'm gonna tell you, I went through a point in my life to where I had almost reverted back to college, as far as accountability, responsibility. I was at a place in my job where I was pouring hours into my job, and then any gains, it just felt like I didn't understand what I had from a financial standpoint, didn't care, or I didn't have the resolve to understand, like, hey, I could be making some real powerful things happen here. And so the same thing happened. I one day was just literally sitting here in this house, and I was just thinking about my relationship and who I am, how I wanted to be remembered, what questions had never been asked to me. And I said, when I'm talking to my son, why is our communication so off? Right. Why is it that he doesn't understand the importance of the things I'm asking him? And why is he answering so low and slow and non-articulate and things of that nature? And I thought about in my life at one point, from freelancing poetry to love letters, being creative, you were willing at one point in your life to put something on paper that was everything in your soul. Like everything you could imagine telling somebody, you would put it down on a piece of paper. And you would never know where that paper is to this day in life. You don't know where it is, but you were willing to do it. And so I was like, well, maybe if I asked him certain questions and allowed him to write his own answer out, he would be more apt to tell me exactly what he's thinking and not what he thinks I want him to say. Right? I don't put a time frame on it. You have this freedom. You write it out this week, this month, whatever. And so I'm thinking about these questions and how detailed I need them to be. So I write a few questions out here, kind of scribble them out. And I think about, I have an epiphany. I say, I have a great relationship with my father. And in my mind, I do at this point. And I look at these questions and I say, I don't know my father's answer to any of these questions. I said, so if I have a good relationship with my father, great relationship, right? I can call him anytime, talk about anything. I said, but why haven't we talked about any of these things? And obviously these things matter to me, and I'm sure they matter to him, but we hadn't had this conversation. And so I'm just like, if the relationship we have is in good standing and I don't know it about him, I said, I can't imagine about the world and where there are less, there are relationships that are not on these grounds, right? They may not be as good as mine. I said, I can't imagine what needs to be said between those two people. And I was like, I went through and said, I have to call this something, right? I said, this has to be something. And the word hello, black man literally just popped into my mind. I said
Yes.
I like hello because hello breaks down so many barriers.
Yes.
If you walk into a room and just say hello,
Right.
people guard will drop. They're ready
Right.
to receive you.
Right.
It's just a refreshing. It ain't a head nod. It ain't a what's up. It ain't a
Right.
hey. You
Right.
know, it's a little more
Right.
formal, but it lets me know you mean me no harm.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm introducing myself, right?
Yeah.
And so the black man part, I thought about all the people of the world that do things, right? So when you talk about when a Jamaican opens a Jamaican restaurant, there's nothing racial about it. They
No.
don't hate anybody. They are
Right.
doing something that's within their culture.
Right.
And people, they adore them for that, right? They
Right.
praise them that they're willing to have their culture in this little small building and push out so many great things. And I just say at the end of the day, I identify as a black man.
Yeah.
And I want other black men to know that their transparency and communication will have a place. Like
Right.
it will have a place to cook, a place to grow, a place to come to fruition. And so I started writing questions down. I said, I'm going to start writing questions down of things I want to know about my dad and things
Nice.
that I want my son to know about me. And so those questions really started rolling and went through, probably had a couple hundred questions at the end of the day.
Nice.
And we
Nice.
started taking out questions, which was difficult. We
Okay.
started taking out questions until we had 52 of them, 52 questions that really make you think, right?
Right.
If you
Right.
could look at this question and answer it without any reservation, it's not a good question.
Right.
If
Exactly.
you have to like, let me see, how do I want to paint this picture?
Right.
You have to decide how transparent you want to be. And like
Right.
I've been going through, I'm working on my second or third journal now. And
Okay.
none are the same, right? I've been on
Right.
this journey
Right.
since 2019. And you look at a question today and you look at it 6 months from now, it's crazy because you will write something and without thinking about it, it's something totally different than what you wrote before.
Totally
Like
different. Exactly.
it's like it's a different question. Like it's the same question, but for
Yeah.
you, where your mind is, where you are emotionally or spiritually, all that matters. Like what has
All of
happened
that.
that week is gonna
Exactly.
open up certain doors. And so like
Exactly.
I've been like rewriting, like if you can see that, I've been rewriting in my
Wow.
journal.
Wow.
Um and just really taking time. Like on my days off, I might go get me a coffee, a little latte or something like that, and sit out and write me two new journal entries. And
Nice.
it's that's how the movement started. And as we
Okay.
saw different lanes and saw different groups of people within our community and outside our community,
Right.
I knew
Right.
that people needed places to to document
Nice.
where they were.
Nice. Nice. So, if you didn't get where what he just said was, he has created a journal called Hello Black Man,
Yes.
and it's not the only journal that they have. So we're
No.
just going to right there for a second. It's not the only journal they have, but and if you're listening to the podcast correctly, when we said that you needed a mentor and then a mentee,
Mhm.
look at the way that he structured the journal. He was asking questions for his son because he didn't think they had the relationship they needed to have, or his son wasn't articulating himself the correct way. So he
Mhm.
did say to himself, as he's writing out these questions, wow, I don't know these questions about my dad, and me and my dad is cool. We
Yeah,
cool,
we
cool.
cool. We
We
cool,
cool,
cool.
cool. So you went to the mentor
Yep,
so you can get to the mentee.
that's it. Brother, you breaking it down right now. Brother, you breaking it
so,
down right now.
so there is you guys will see the website in the description below. Um, Hello Black Man is a series of journals. He also has the Hello Black Man hoodie on. They
Hmm.
have gear as well and clothing.
Hmm.
You have to support them, but the journals are crafted in a way. I've bought journals and given them to other people who have
Mhm.
said, I didn't even know I needed to ask that question.
That's it.
I didn't know how to, like, I've got phone calls like, what are you trying to do to me, Tone? I'm just trying to get you to open up, bro. I'm just trying to get you to open up, right? Because there's a different perspective on
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
And until we are, as black men, and I'm not saying any other race shouldn't have the ability to do this, but I know for a fact, because I'm one of those black men who cannot express themselves in the way they need to express themselves. You're going to destroy marriages. You're going to destroy relationships. You're going to destroy your career path on your job because you can't express
Self-sabotage.
yourself. And and one of the things you might start doing is blaming everybody else in the world except the person who does not know how to properly open their mouths and say what they need to say. So you have to get this journal. You have to. I'm telling you, I'm not. This is not. This is not a, a, a a kind way for me to say it. You have to have a Hello Black Man journal in your life because what it's going to do, it's going to allow you to sit back. And this is not something you do on the fly. Just don't pick it up and like, oh, this question, and just start scribbling. Think about the question.
Yep.
Let it break you down sometimes. If you can't answer it, put it down. Come back
Yep.
later.
Yep.
Scribble a little bit and come back later. As he just told you, he didn't say, "Oh, every year we change the questions." He
Yep.
says, "I'm going through my third book with the same questions,
The
and they
same
open up
questions. The
and they
same
open
questions.
right, and
And
they
they're
open up
different.
different lanes."
Yep. True.
That's the power of journaling
So
and
I'm,
getting
I'm a,
to know who you are.
listen, I want to give you one of my journal entries.
Okay.
And I think this may kind of show the audience what they're up against and what they're in for.
Right.
So this is question number 2 in my journal. It says, "Hello, Black man. Talk about your biggest fears in life." Simple question. It's a real simple question. Now, I have to decide, do I want to put my fears on this paper? All right.
Right.
So here's my answer. My biggest fear isn't failure. It's being present and still not mattering. It's
Ooh,
doing the work, showing up, sacrificing, and being remembered as useful instead of impactful. I
nice.
want to matter in rooms even when I'm not speaking. I want my name to mean consistency, not convenience. I want people to be proud of me without me having to explain myself.
Wow.
Proud of my discipline, proud of my growth, proud of the man I become when nobody was clapping. I fear letting potential die quietly. I fear pouring wisdom into wrong places and calling it purpose. I
Wow.
fear being needed, but not being truly valued. I fear becoming guarded because giving costs too much. But deeper, but deeper than fear is intention. I want to pour into others without resentment. I want my example to speak when my voice is tired. I want my presence to heal, not perform. I want my legacy to be felt in conversations I'm not in. I'm If fear is the price of meaning, then I'll keep walking through it because a
Wow.
life that matters is worth being afraid for.
Nice. 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 Like you said, simple question.
Simple question.
Simple
Simple
question.
question.
Simple question. But when you open yourself up to give the answer, you
Mhm.
have you cannot be afraid. And
You cannot.
I want to say this out loud to everybody that's listening. You cannot be afraid to tackle what's difficult, right? Your breakthrough is through the difficulty.
It
Your
is. It
breakthrough is
is.
not running away from the difficulty. Your breakthrough is through the difficulty. You have to go through a difficult season. When a seed is put into the earth, it has to crack through the shell. Then it
Mhm.
has to climb through. We don't know how many feet of soil to
Mhm.
get to the sun it's longing for. So
Mhm.
this no one has an easy journey.
No one.
No one, right? No one. So small beginnings is
Mm-hmm.
to get this journal. That's the second question, or that's the question on the second page.
Yep.
And you don't have to break it down the way he's broken it down because he's been doing this work for years now.
Yep.
So his answers are going to be way different from yours, right? The
Just
first time
start.
he opened up, the first time he opened up the book, he might just said, "I'm afraid of airplanes." And the
Exactly.
reason I'm afraid of airplanes is XYZ. Now he's moved into an emotional space. So if you listen to the way we crafted this conversation, he grew up in a household that did not have conversations.
Did not.
He had a relationship that he got divorced from that did not have conversations.
True.
So he got into a relationship that has conversations that
Mm-hmm.
made him say, okay, how can I go deeper to talk to my son who's not
Yep.
having conversations? So
True.
he created something for everybody now to go
Mm-hmm.
have conversations. Before we pull out, please
Okay.
tell the audience how many different journals do you have, and name a couple of journals if you don't mind.
All right. Right now we have about 13 on our roster. And I'm gonna tell you a quick story about that.
Okay.
We have Hello Black Man, Woman, Couple. We have the Journey Journal for everyone. We have a Journey Journal. We have a Hello Athlete Journal that is a subsidy of Hello Black Man. It's something for all athletes because
Right.
it's one of those groups that don't get to take away from they don't get an opportunity to express themselves without it being in a social media form.
Right.
We have Hello Black Educator. We have Hello Black Child, Hello Black Entrepreneur, Hello Black College Student. So if you've been to college, even past, present, or future, it's something that can help you matriculate your journey along the way. Just should be published tomorrow via Amazon is the latest of our series. It is Hello Black Veteran. Because that is a group of people
Bro,
that
just stop for a second. Bro, stop for a second. If
Okay.
you didn't bring that up, I was going to say you need to do a Hello Army person, veteran, or whatever.
Really?
On all things I love, bro, if you did not name that journal, I was just going to say you guys have to make that journal because these people come home from war, from all of these things,
Yeah.
and or expected to assimilate into a world that can't really comprehend what they've been through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And I'm gonna tell you about this journal. I'm gonna tell you about this journey right here. I have been the worst procrastinator of all time on this journey journal, on this Hello Black Veteran. 2 years it has taken me to finish this journey. 2 years. And so like I will work on it. I will stop for 2 months, like almost forget about it, work on it again. And then Clea's like, finish it today. She says, finish it today. Do not do nothing else. Do not leave this house. Finish your question. Finish the cover. Finish your intro. Sit down. Stop doing everything else. Don't turn the game on. Don't turn no music on. Don't eat. Don't do nothing else. Finish it. I promise you. Finish it today.
Listen, I know how sis is, bro.
You know, she did it.
She about it.
And so, but to have that type of trust to be able to take that and to be accountable, like, you know what, I have not done what I'm supposed to do. Like I should have finished that journal 18 months ago, 16 months ago. Like, let me finish it right now. Let me do what I need to do right now. And so I literally just checked Amazon. It's not published yet, but it's everything is approved. So it'll pop up on Amazon probably the next 24 hours.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
But you also forgot another journal that you have is Hello LGBTQ plus.
Okay, I had two more. I have Hello Black LGBTQ plus, and I have Hello Black Artists. Those are the last two.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So it doesn't matter what realm you're in. It
It does
doesn't
not.
matter where you're at. The Hello Black Men series is for you. The journals are
We
so
have
impactful. They're
something
going to
for you.
for you. Yep, for you. And let's do this. Mothers, fathers, you see how the journal was put together. You can
Mhm.
hand these over to your children. You can
Yes.
sit down with your with your parents and say, "Hey, these two
Yes.
questions. Let's sit down and work out together." Right? Because we're not going to have our parents forever.
Nope.
We're not going to
That's
have them
not
forever. There's some
that's
things
just not how it works. It's just not how it works.
that's not how it works. And there's some things you might want to say that you might want to get off your chest that
Yep.
hasn't been there. There's may be some questions that you have that have not been answered yet, right?
Yep.
These journals will help you answer those questions. So it's very and vitally important that you guys jump into getting the Hello Black Man series. It's a wonderful thing. When you're there, pick up a T-shirt, pick up a hoodie, pick up a hat. Awesome. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you moving me through this. It was
I
great.
appreciate the time. I appreciate the platform as always.
Yeah, I could talk to you all day, bro. I could talk to
Hey,
you
it's
all
all
day.
good. Hey, listen, we got to get consistent, man. We got to push each other,
Right.
jump on,
Yep.
and just conversate, man. It's a
Yep.
hey, it's a mentor mentee type things. It's things that you say here tonight that I'll take with me for the rest of my journey and be able
Yes.
to push it down. I do some mentoring at Lanier High School here. A lot of Mondays and Tuesdays. Help them with their
Nice.
clothes bank. Help them with job fairs and stuff like that. So like, just listening to this and say, of course, hey, I want y'all to listen to this podcast I did with my friend Tony. Just listen to it. You give me some feedback from it. What did you learn from it? So
Right.
having these type conversations for me, I am being mentored and I'm going to use it to for my mentees as well.
Nice. I greatly appreciate that, bro. You don't know how much that does for my heart. You know what I mean? Because I have such a high level of respect for you. As we close out, give our audience, a closing word or two. Which just something that's going to take them and have them spread their wings and become more than they thought they could be, probably.
Okay. In closing, the goal is to leave your mark. I want you all to leave it for today and leave it, plant the seeds of shade that you will not see. Like, be willing to plant those seeds and understand that, you're not living in vain. You are someone and you matter. And the decisions you make and the effort you give is long withstanding beyond today. Be able to navigate, be able to audible the things that you have in your mind, to have those conversations with the people that are important to you. They deserve detailed conversation from you. They don't deserve for you to think about what's in your closet. Maybe this, maybe that. But if you sit down with a piece of paper and write down, if you stand in your closet with a piece of paper and pencil, you have a much detailed list of everything you have. That's the conversation that your children deserve, that your spouse deserve, and most importantly, that you deserve for yourself.
Yes. Jamey Jenkins, Hello Black Man founder and CEO.
Oh,
listen, bro, I greatly appreciate the conversation.
I appreciate you as well, Tony.
You guys will definitely be back. So, Triumphant TV team, we love you. Like I said in the opening, this is not fluff. You can be triumphant when you get hit and you get up and you be resilient about what's going on.
Real deal.
My mission is to rebuild the village. My mission is to let you know there is nothing you can't do. And no matter how you got here, you're not here by accident.
That's it.
You're here for purpose. So let's make it happen. Signing off to the next episode. We love you. Good night.
Appreciate it, Bob. Love you.